Do you ever have that moment where you're just sitting alone in your room or when you're driving and you kind of like think to yourself like you kind of look back on your life and you think like this is where I am right now, and you kind of look back and you think to yourself what life used to be like a couple of years ago or what life used to even be like 6 months ago, because I have. And I did that recently. Like it's crazy because like for me like right now I'm finishing my second year in college right now. And it always baffles my mind to think back to all the projects and all the stuff that I've done and all everything that's happened over the last 2 years of my life. I mean, I just turned 20 years old this last month in May. And that like just baffles my mind because like it didn't feel like that long ago I turned 19, or even for that matter it didn't even feel like that long ago that I turned 18. And turning 18 was like such a like a brand new concept for me because I was like, I'm no longer a kid. I'm an adult. I can make various decisions of my life. I could go buy things I couldn't when I was a kid. I can go see things I couldn't when I was a kid. But I mean like, and like as I turned 20, it's just like I somewhat had that realization again in my life. Like I'm no longer a teenager anymore. There are various things that like granted like nothing changed over like the fact that I couldn't go buy different things. I couldn't go do different things or anything like that. That still comes next year when I can purchase alcohol legally and everything like that. But I mean like it feels like for me like every birthday or every like certain moments in my life I kind of look back and I think to myself where my life has come over like the last like 2 years or so, even like longer. Like it just baffles my mind. Like for example, like the other day I came to the realization I've been constantly thinking about it. It's just like I've been at the same job for 2.5 years, and like one of my coworkers just left, and she had been there. I want to say like maybe like 3 months or something, maybe like 4 months. She's been there a number of months and everything. And every time when someone leaves, I just think to myself like, God, how long has it been that I've been here? How many times have I thought about leaving and everything? I mean, I love the people I work with and everything. I think it's great, but when it comes down to it, a job is a job. You really don't, especially a minimum wage job, you really don't enjoy it all the time. And I don't all the time. I enjoy aspects of it, like the people, but there's various points of the job I really don't enjoy it. And it just baffles my mind all the time. And the thing is with like my mind, once like I get going and thinking about various things, I get moving on to the next thing and the next thing and everything. Like I was saying, like for example with school, like this semester has been one of the craziest semesters for me. Granted, I'm not taking as many units as I did like last semester. For example, last semester I took 16 units, and a lot of people never take that many. And I know people who've taken more units than that. And this semester feels even crazier. Like this last semester I took 16 units. This semester I only took 13. But this semester feels a lot crazier and a lot more jam-packed and hectic than last semester does, even though I'm taking less units. And in a sense, I'm kind of grateful for it because this semester, like, I kind of really came to find something I'm even more so passionate about. Like, I'm definitely passionate about game design and everything, but another aspect of it is like I came to the love and realization that programming, game design, is where like my future is and everything. And I'm already like getting ideas and getting stuff lined up for what could be my future career in the matter of months. And I'm looking back, I'm like, where did my life like when did all of these things just start happening and everything? So I'm looking back on all this and it always just baffles my mind. And like this semester, like I this is really like my first real semester of programming. Granted, I took like a programming class over the last semester back in fall, and now it's spring, and spring semester's just about to wrap up. I got like another week, maybe two at the most, and I became a major programmer. Like for one of my projects, I was one of the lead programmers of a project, and this was really my first semester of programming. And it was amazing because like this semester things just like clicked in my head. It wasn't like I had to take a ton of tutoring sessions. I didn't have to like read over a bunch of material and everything. Like things just started clicking in my head. Once I saw it, I'm like, okay, makes sense. Jotted, noted down, sealed in the back of my mind. It's there. If I need it, it's there. And it just worked out. I don't know what really happened, and it's awesome. Um, but like as I've been thinking about stuff and everything, as I'm finishing up various things in my schooling and everything, I began thinking about other aspects too. Like for example, like I was thinking of YouTube and doing videos and everything. And I thought to myself like probably like 5 years ago. 5 years ago, I decided I was going to sit down, I was going to record something, and I was going to turn a microphone on. And it was horrible. The video looked absolutely horrible. My confidence in speaking was not anywhere near what it is today. And it just baffles my mind to like even go back and watch various videos. Sometimes I'll find myself like actually going back and watching some of the first videos, and I think to myself like, people found this entertaining? I don't know how that happened. I really don't. But and then I thought to myself, I'm like, all right, how long has it been since I recorded another video? So I sat down today and I looked at my YouTube manager. I haven't recorded a video since November, so the end of November. So I'm going on about 6 months that I haven't recorded something. And I remember back when I was a kid in high school, I used to sit down and record something like every day. And sometimes I would record like 3 or 4 videos in one day. And I did it. No one told me to do it. I just did it. And it was fun. And I look back now and I think to myself, like, that was a lot of fun. And I really wish I could do it again. And this isn't like a video of me saying that like I'm actually leaving YouTube or anything like that or anything like that. I'm just like, this is a moment where I realized that was an awesome experience in my life and everything. And I love that passion I had for it and everything. And I want to do it still. But based on how my schedule is and where my life is going, it's not the highest priority in my life right now. Like, I'm enjoying it still and everything, and I want to do it still. Like, even with All Around Gamers, like, I mean, like, what was it, like 2 years ago? Like, something crazy, like, I sat down and I said, I want to do a podcast with a bunch of people, and I want to live stream games on a regular basis. So I got a hold of, like, including my brother, I got a hold of, like, half a dozen people who were interested, and we just started streaming games, talking about games and everything like that. And it was awesome. I really enjoyed it, and I want to go back and do it. I've tried various times and everything. I've been making strides to doing it, but life keeps catching up. School gets busier, work gets busier, life gets busier with family, friends, all kinds of stuff. Like, all these different variables of life keep getting thrown at me. And I'm not complaining by any means whatsoever, but it's always like, it always kind of catches you off guard with some stuff and everything. Or at least for me anyways. Various aspects of it. And I miss things in life. Like, stress, without a doubt, is a big thing that comes later with life and everything like that. Like, a lot of stress came into my life this semester because, I mean, I was constantly worrying about projects, whether or not I was going to get the work done, whether or not I was actually going to be able to, like, live up to the expectations people had set in stone for me, or whether or not, like, I was going to be able to keep up with everything because, like, other people relied on how much work I did, how much or how successful my work was. And that happened a lot this semester. There were a ton of group projects and everything. So, I mean, I was constantly under a lot of stress this semester and everything. And I got through it. And I'm almost done with it. I still got a little bit of stress to deal with, that's for sure, for this semester. And, like, I think back to, like, when I was in high school, or even just in my first couple semesters of college. Like, when I was in high school, like, I used to think when I was in high school, I had a lot of stress to deal with. And I did. Like, for a high school kid, I definitely had a lot of stress. I had a lot of family stuff going on that I'm not going to talk about. Nothing incredibly bad. It was just, like, various variables of life that happen with the family situations I'm in, along with working and everything, and various relationships I was in and stuff like that. But, I mean, like, overall, at the end of the day, my biggest, like, worries were, like, am I going to sleep enough? Am I going to, like, or, like, what, like, my biggest concern of the night was, like, what am I going to do tonight? What am I going to do tomorrow? And everything like that. And, like, I was very, like, I don't even know how to describe it, really. Like, now I think about, like, it makes sense in my head, but I can't really describe it perfectly well. It's, like, it was really, like, my biggest concern was just, like, what am I going to do now? Like, what am I going to do today? What am I going to do tomorrow? Stuff like that. But now, like, my life is like, am I going to get this done in time? Am I going to live up to the expectations? Am I going to be able to do enough to have other people be able to do their job and various things? And, like, even in my first semester of school, like, as in college, like, I had a group project and everything, but I mean, like, it definitely wasn't as stressful as this. There were various aspects that were stressful, but not as stressful as this. And it always just baffles my mind that, like, you never really realize where you're going in life, or how you got to where you are in life until you sit back and you think, like, where was I 2 years ago? Where was I 1 year ago? I mean, in what is it like around the start of fall semester, the last fall semester, I had like kind of an awakening moment for me. I gotten out, like, a relationship I had with a girl ended, and various things came to like light about various aspects of my life and everything. And I thought to myself, like, all right, this is the moment, I guess, or this is the time when I begin to start changing my life, and or like I begin to start grasping like my life and taking it by the reins, saying, like, this is what I'm going to do with my life. I'm going to make a difference. I'm going to do what I love. And various things happen. I like various things. Like I don't even know how to describe a lot of stuff and everything like that. Like, I thought, like, I was talking to certain people and everything. And I was talking about work with things, and due to school and family and everything, I didn't work on a lot of stuff and everything. And various things changed. But like somehow, like, over the course of like that winter break between semesters, something again clicked in my head, where it was like, I guess you could kind of say, like, even though I really didn't like I never really took stuff, like, once I became like an adult and once I got to the end years of high school, I never really took stuff from people anymore. Like, if people said something about me, or something about me, I never really cared in everything. But it never bothered me to a big degree and everything, unless it was someone I totally respected, or someone that was like in my family or something like that. Nothing crazy. But something like over the winter break to the next semester is like something clicked again, and like things just started changing. Like, I for sure didn't take things anymore. Like, my personality really changed and everything, and how I handled stuff, and how I handled the way people talked to me, or how all kinds of stuff like that. And a lot of people, like, one of my classmates was telling me, like, I like the new Cameron. I like the way that he handles himself now. I like the way that he approaches situations and everything. He takes control of stuff and everything. And I'm grateful that, like, people see it that way and everything. And, like, over the last month to 2 months, like, big life changes have been happening for me. Like, I know what I want to do with my life for sure now. Like, game design and game development was without a doubt always there for like the last number of years. But go further down the ladder of what portion of game design and game development is it that you want to do. I wasn't always positive. I thought it was a design. I thought, like, a game designer. I thought it was a level designer and everything. But for sure, this time I've realized programming is where my life is going to be. Because, like, it just makes sense to me. I can think of the logic in my head. I can picture all the code, and it makes perfect sense for me. It feels natural. It just works. So I'm constantly making life decisions. Like I said, I've been at this same job for 2.5 years, and I'm already making plans of figuring out how to get out of that job and actually be working towards something better, where I'm making more money. I'm doing something that I really enjoy with my life. And, like, for example, like, this summer is going to be a really crazy summer for me, because I'm probably going to be working. I might still be working at my current job, but at the same time, I'm going to be taking a summer class, because I'm probably going to be a teaching assistant for a programming class. And this is a programming class I'm currently taking, and I'm doing so well at that I've got a strong A, and a lot of people just don't get it. Like, I aced my midterm. I aced a midterm and a programming midterm. Programming isn't easy. It doesn't make sense to a lot of people, but it did for me. And, like, that was definitely a moment of awakening too, where it was like, I aced a midterm and it was a programming midterm. That's crazy. And I talked to a couple people at school and, like, hey, can I be a TA for this class over the summer? Like, yeah. Talk to this person and that person will get you going with it. I'm like, oh my gosh, I just got myself a job doing this and doing something that I like. I'm going to help people learn how to program a little bit. Things are still in the works of getting everything, but I mean, overall, it's looking like that's going to happen. And then at the same time, I'm actually working towards a different job where I'm actually going to be making money programming, and it baffles my mind. So, like, all these different, like, life decisions are happening and everything, and just, like, constantly changing, or like my life's constantly changing around me, and I don't notice it all the time and everything. I mean, like, for example, like, what was it, Monday? Like, I did something that blew a lot of people's minds away, like, especially with all my friends and everything. I got myself my first tattoo. I mean, and for people that know me personally, tattoos were like never like really like they didn't really picture me having tattoos or getting a tattoo like on my own terms or my own will and everything like that, or like without being talked into it. Like a lot of people really didn't think that and everything. And part of me questions why, but part of me doesn't at the same time. But overall, I mean, like, I'm making giant life decisions with my life. And that's what happens when like you turn 18 to 19 and 20 years old. You got to learn to start making life decisions. And I don't know. Like, I'm sitting here thinking, like, why is it that like I decided to sit down today and I decided to just talk into the microphone? I haven't done it in like 6 months, and I miss it. I think I'm sitting down doing it is because like I truly do miss it a lot, and I miss the fun that came with it, and I miss the interaction with people in the comments and like talking to friends and making videos and live streaming and stuff like that. So I really do miss it and everything. I think I was just trying to find an excuse to actually sit down and do it again, and find an excuse to actually upload a video. But I mean, I don't know. Like, this was definitely like kind of a moment where I just like sat down and I like kind of looked back on my life and kind of think like, where has my life come over the last 2 years? I mean, I look back at all the relationships I've had too, where like I look back on my past girlfriends, I look back on my past friends that I used to hang out with all the time, and I look back at everything we used to do. I mean, like, various friends that I hung out with, like, we used to hang out every single weekend, and we would hang out and have a blast. We go to like Six Flags, we go to Disneyland, we go to all kinds of stuff like that and everything. But like as life went on and everything, like things started changing. People, like, lives move on, things change, and you never really realize it until you sit down and look back. I mean, like, that's probably what I'll name this video, is like life moves on, or like sitting down and looking back. This is probably what I'll title the video, or something like that. So, I mean, like, I'm looking at a couple of my friends, and I mean, like, they graduated college this year, and I'm still in college, and I think to myself, where am I going to be when I'm at their age? Or where am I going to be once I finish my college education? I mean, I don't know. Like, you never can predict where you're going to be in life. You can try to predict or try to make a plan of where you're going to go with life, what you're going to do. But overall, like, there's always variables of life that are thrown at you that you can't control, you can't predict. And I guess this, like, me talking about, like, I kind of just wanted to sit down and talk about it because I wanted, like, things to kind of come up in my mind and me to think about it even more so. But I mean, life keeps going on and everything like that. Like, I don't know. Well, I really don't know why I sat down and did this video. I keep saying that a lot and everything, but I really don't. And I guess I wanted to do this video as well and talk about life, and to tell you guys to, like, especially like kids, like, if any one of you guys is like, say, like in junior high or high school or even early college, wherever you guys are in life, honestly, like don't take for granted. I think that's definitely like the big thing. If there was ever a point to this video aside from like looking back at life, it's this. Excuse me. Don't take life for granted. Don't take your relationships for granted. Don't take what you have for granted. Don't think you earned, or like, not, I'm sorry, not that. That's for sure. Don't think that it was a right for you to have that in your life, because it's not. Like, honestly, like, everything you have in life, aside from like aside from like the necessities, everything you get in life, you earn it. You earn your respect from people. You earn your friendships from people. You make those friendships. You make those strides in life and everything. They're not given to you. You go and get them yourself. And never take any of it for granted. Like, I look back on various relationships I've had with past girlfriends and everything like that. And especially with my first couple of relationships, I realized that, like, that was, like, definitely, like, especially in my first relationship, I realized, like, I took things for granted way too much. Way too much. And you kind of you really do kind of regret it at the end of stuff. You don't regret, like, I look back on some of my relationships and I think, like, do I regret various things? Yes and no. there's various aspects I do regret, but there are some things I don't regret too, because those things, those relationships, are what made me be the person I am today. Made me think the way I am today on certain aspects of life. So I mean, like, just never take anything for granted. Like I was talking about with my friends too. We used to hang out every weekend and everything, and we hang out a lot still and everything. I love all my friends. I love them. Like, I would like do anything for them. They're the like. I like to think I'm the kind of friend that you can call at 4 a.m, and if you want to talk about something, or if you need someone to come pick you up or anything, I want to be that friend. And I hope my friends think that I'm that guy, because I am. I don't know if they know it, but I am. But I mean, like honestly, like, one of my favorite lines from a show was in the finale of The Office. I think everyone knows what I'm going to, or if anyone's watched the finale of The Office, everyone might know where I'm going. But Andy talks about, like, looking back on his friendships with everyone, and he says, like, I wish there was a way to know you were in the good old days before they were over, or before they're gone. And if you were able to know that, that would be incredibly amazing. But unfortunately, with the way life works, you don't know, like, where you are in life. How long is this going to last? How long are these good days going to last, or the good old times? But when you look back on it, you realize, like, what is it that made those stop, made life changes and everything? What happened? And a lot of, like, sometimes it's bad things, but a lot of times it's really good things. And life just moves on and everything like that. So I really don't know what else to talk about anymore. I really don't even know what I did just talk about. I kind of do, but I mean overall, like, just don't take anything for granted with your life. Like, I mean, like, I think, like, honestly, like, with YouTube videos and everything, I want to keep doing YouTube videos, but I honestly think that, like, as time goes on and everything, it won't be like the constant, like, one day videos where I'm, like, playing Minecraft, or I'm playing a playthrough of a game, or I'm playing, like, Counter-Strike, like, right here. Like, I was thinking, like, I want to sit down and I want to record a video, but I don't know what to record. And I thought, like, I haven't played Counter-Strike in a while. I'll play some Counter-Strike. But, like, I really wonder if my life is going to be at the point where, like, I can make YouTube videos on a daily basis again. If it does become that, that'd be awesome. But I don't know. I honestly think that, like, YouTube videos for me will honestly, like, maybe be like me talking about various life experiences that I've come across, and maybe sharing that knowledge with a few people, and seeing how many people would listen. And honestly, like, I may get a lot of flack for this. I may, like, get people who say they really don't care, or they don't know what your life is like, and I don't know what your life is like. I don't know what your daily life is like, or what goes on in your mind, or what you've been through. But I mean, I can always talk to people and tell them how I've experienced life, and offer my 2 cents about various things in life. And people may take it, people may not. That's up to you. But I mean, I just realized, like, I'm sitting here for, like, 23 minutes, and I've been talking nonstop, and I really don't know various aspects what I've been talking about and everything. But I honestly hope that some people are out there still listening. I wonder how many people actually will see this video and say, oh my god, I haven't seen a video of him in, like, 6 months or so. And if no one does feel that way, that's totally fine. Like, I miss the relation, or, like, the interaction I had with everyone who watched videos from me, or watched me live stream, or talk to me and everything like that. I miss those interactions and everything. But if this doesn't, like, have it to where, like, someone doesn't realize or see it and say, man, I haven't seen a video from him in a long time, I really wonder what he's up to and everything. If no one feels that way, that's totally understandable. I'm not upset about that. I do wonder sometimes just what everyone's up to and what everyone's doing. So honestly, like, if you did watch this video all the way through and you're listening to me ramble about nonsense, you really don't know what I'm talking about, because I really don't either, I miss talking to you then. I don't know who you are. I may know your screen name. I may remember talking to you or anything, but I do miss talking to some people and everything, interacting with you guys. So anyways, that's kind of the end of my rant. If you guys miss videos from me, to let me know, or, like, tell me what you guys have been up to with life. I haven't talked to you guys in, like, 6 months or so. Anyways, I'm going to end this before I keep rambling on about various stuff. I'll see you guys later.